Today, let's look at the law of detachment and how do we apply the law of detachment to our lives. Okay, so the law of detachment says in order to get anything in the physical world, you have to detach from the outcome and be in the process. Okay, be in the process. We're always in the process of becoming, right? We're always becoming something new. Every day is a new day, and we're constantly being something new. So be in the process. When I think of inspiration, I think of being in spirit, right? So we know everything starts in the spiritual world before it becomes physical, right? So detachment is saying, the law of detachment is saying anything we want physically, we have to first be it, right? We don't get what we want, we get what we are. So rather than focusing on this external outcome, we have to focus on ourselves. We have to be the thing or be of the same vibration, be of the same essence of this thing that we want, and then it will naturally come to us. It will naturally manifest. It will be a reflection. Everything that comes to us in our physical world is a reflection of who we are, right? So we have to be that thing. If we want to be rich, or have the manifestations of a rich lifestyle, we have to be rich inside. We have to be abundant inside. We have to have an abundant vibration, right? So we have to be in the process, and we're always in the process of becoming. This also relates to, a lot of people, this is an allowing energy rather than a forcing energy, right? If we're constantly feeling like, oh, I gotta make this thing happen, then we're we're so attached. We're so attached to an outcome, we actually create resistance to that outcome. Now, we don't have to make it happen if we already recognize we are that thing, right? You have to be the thing that you want, and then it will naturally show up in your life. You want health, you have to be healthy. You have to think healthy thoughts. You want to be rich or you want to see the manifestations of richness, you have to be rich inside. You have to know you're rich. Um, so start looking at how you're rich in your life already. Are you rich in friendships? Are you rich in health? Are you rich in mind? Okay, so this is how we apply the law of detachment. Let's give an example. Let's say you want to manifest a new car. How are you gonna manifest that new car? You're gonna say, "Oh, I gotta make X amount of money, and then I can buy this new car," right? But there's so many different ways you can manifest a car, right? Somebody may have a car sitting in their backyard. Somebody you know right now probably has a car that they may just give to you, right? Or you may win a raffle. You know what I'm saying? To manifest that car. But if you're so stuck on, I have to I have to make X amount of money and then I can go buy that car. You may forget, or it may never even come into your mind. Oh, somebody could give me a car. Somebody could loan me money so I can get a car. Somebody could, you know, you can start brainstorming, or all these other ideas could come to you. But if you're locked in on this one specific way that you're going to manifest that car, you're slowing down that process of how that car could come to you. That car, as soon as you put out that vibration, I want this car, that car is coming to you. It's coming to you. Remember, infinite possible ways for that car to come to you. But if you're locked in on one way, you may block other ways, or you may not see the other ways that car could come to you. Remember, there's a million different possibilities, million different worlds, but only what you're seeing or what you're perceiving, our perception is limited, right? So if you're locked in on this one way, you may not see it coming from this other way. So in order to speed up our manifestations, we can't get so locked in on one specific outcome or try to force. Once you have that forcing energy, you're doing something wrong. That's a signal you're doing something wrong, right? You want to be in that allowing state. You want to be in that allowing energy. Now you're free. Now you're open to a million different possibilities. You're open to everything. That's when you're in your divine state, when you're open to everything. It's not just one way that thing can manifest for you. There's a million different ways. So you want to be in that divine state where you're open to everything and attached to nothing. Now things can come to you a million different ways, and you're not forcing things. When you're forcing things, you're limiting yourself. You're limiting yourself, and you're not in your divine self. Your divine self, woo, a million different ways, and you remember that you are the creator of your reality, and you create it by just sending out that signal, that vibrational signal, and being that vibrational signal. First, you have to be it. Once you be it, and then be inspired in spirit, now you're inspired. Now you do, right? First, you have to get the inspiration. Then you take the action. But a lot of times we try and take the action for something to happen before the inspiration comes to us, right? So you have to be in the process, If you've taking a million jump shots and you prepare for this shot and it's the game-winning shot, whether it goes in or not, you're in the process. You're loving the process. You're in the process. You're detached from that outcome. Whether you win or lose the game, you've prepared. You've pre-paved your reality. You may not win today, but you're gonna win eventually because you've become a winner. You've become a shooter. You put those shots in the gym to become a shooter. But a lot of people want to skip the steps, right? They want to take the shot, and then they're mad that they missed the shot. Win, lose, or draw, if you're a shooter. A shooter's going to shoot. A winner's going to win. Whether it's today or tomorrow, a winner's going to win. If you're a rich man inside, that riches is going to show up in your external life eventually. Right? So work on becoming who you want to become. Become the person where whatever the outcome is, whatever the desire is, that outcome naturally flows from who you are. If you're a healthy person inside, that health is going to show up on the outside. Those manifestations, those are just a reflection of you. You're the one creating that reality. Okay? So become detached from the outcome and be in the process. It's not about creating these physical things. It's about creating yourself, creating you. So that's how we apply the law of detachment and speed up our manifestations. Don't get too stuck on how it's going to show up. That's not your job to figure out how the thing is going to happen. Your job is to set the intention and then release it. Release it to the universe, release it to God, release it to source, release it to the quantum field. And you actually start to become so in love with how things start to show up in your life, right? You could just sit down and manifest. I've done this before. Sit down and manifest on money. Don't manifest. Don't meditate. I'm saying sit down and meditate on money, and you don't meditate on how the money's going to come to you. You just meditate on the money's coming to you. And you'll be shocked. It could come in $1 million idea. It could come somebody just call you up. Oh, I won $10,000 and, I just want to bless you with 1,000. It happens. It happens. Trust me. It happens. So detach from the outcome and just allow the universe to bring it to you in surprising ways, okay? It's going to be a surprise. If you allow it to be. If you don't believe in surprises and you trying to force it to happen how you want it to happen rather than allowing the universe to give it to you, well, then you're the one blocking your own blessings.